Welcome to this episode of Accounting for Small Business with business accountant Georgie Klein.
Welcome back. In today's episode, we're going to start talking about travel expenses. But today, we're only going to talk about your car. Because your car is some ways one of your biggest expenses. And are you keeping track of it well? You have a couple options, but I want to go for my favorite one, and that's mileage. This year in 2013 is 56.5 cents a mile that you get to take off your taxes. Now think about it. If you drive 250 miles a week, that's pretty near how many miles? I need to look it up. 13,000 miles a year, and that's $7,000 of business expenses. So are you keeping track of them miles? But let's go back to the beginning, and you have two options in this category, and that's mileage or the actual expense. Mileage. First, you need to determine what's your home office and your tax office. That is the office and the place that you do bulk of your business. So, is that your home, or do you have an office away from your home? So if you start from your home, you start keeping track of your miles from your home and around trips and back. If it's your office, then you start your business miles from your office and go from there. Now, you can kind of do errands in between. So if you do an errand on the way to the office, you can start a little bit earlier. But whatever you do, make it a regular practice of keeping track of your miles. When you start out doing mileage, you can do it the mileage the first year, and you can switch to the actual if you think it's better. But do it one way or the other. You can't keep switching back and forth. And on mileage, you can use up to 4, if you have a business with employees, you can use mileage for up to 4 cars before you have a fleet and then have to change the way of doing it. So look at what you're doing and find out the best way. Actual expenses, that includes, and I'm going to read this list because it's quite extensive. That includes depreciation and or lease, registration, your gas, insurance, fees, repairs, oil, car rental, garage rental, and tires. Now, if your car is 100% business use and you have another car, then you can write off the complete expense for the year. But if your car is, say, 80% business and 20% personal, you can only use 80% of them numbers. So the biggest thing there is you must keep track of all your expenses and have an idea of how much time is spent in your car for business and how much is personal. And at the same time, you're not going to get away from keeping track of your business expenses and where you're going. So even on both methods, you must know where you've been every day. In general, I have found with most people, keeping track of your mileage is the bigger expense. But if you want to do it the actual, you can also do that. And that way, it's up to you. But no matter, the big things you need to know is your beginning odometer reading and your ending odometer every year, because your tax man is going to want that. And you need to keep some kind of records of where you've been every day that you've gone from business. And keep track of it and make it a very diligent practice, because this can be a very big expense for you. As we've talked before about ordinary necessary, travel is an ordinary and necessary report and fee and expense for every business owner. No matter what kind of business you own, it is a very thing that everybody needs. So it's a very important item on your list. There's a ton of reading out there you can do on travel, but one of the best places to start is the IRS. And the IRS has a publication, and I'll read you this and so we get it right. The publication is 463, Travel, Entertainment, Gift, and Car Expenses. This is a very good reference and a very good business and a very good place to start in order to keep track of and knowing how you're going to work with your cars. As always, thank you for listening today, and return next time and visit me on Facebook, LinkedIn, and my website. Thank you very much.
Thank you for watching this episode of Accounting for Small Business with Georgie Klein. For more great information, visit her website at bizbygeorgie.com. Also browse the other shows found right here at Columbus Biz TV Shows.